angels, welcome back. So today we have a video where I'm talking about a house. So this one's called Commodity. I did get this at Sephora during the Sephora sale. I was really intrigued. I kept seeing this house come up time and time again. A lot of people were really loving the milk from this collection. So they have like kind of very simple names of what it smells like book, paper, kind of like intrigues you. You're like, what does that smell like? What does paper smell like? Gold, milk, vetiver, and moss. So the cool thing about these is that they do have the scent expression here. So book and paper are more of like a personal, a little bit more soft. We have gold and milk, which are expressive. So they're easy to wear. They're not overpowering, but they're like, people can smell them when they're around you. And then there is velvet and moss, which are bold. So these are like, make a statement, project, like smell me from outside the room. That's what those are. So just very big powerhouse fragrances. It's not something that you could just wear and go unnoticed. So I played with these, I smelled these, I was very much in love with these. And I want to talk about them because I think that this house is incredible. I did like each and every fragrance. I feel like they're very layerable, so you can kind of mix, you know, book with vetiver, you know, depending on the day. You could buy all of them, just kind of like the Kayalis, where you can really mix it for your own expression, for kind of like a unique scent. That's what I really like about houses like this, where you can kind of play. It's more of like I don't want to say simple notes, but they're very easy to layer for customization. That's how I felt about this. So I played with these this morning. I've been wearing them for a couple hours now. Let's see, it's more... Totally missed a call with someone, by the way. I had a call for a project that I'm working on, which some of you know about. I'm just gonna break the news. I know I talked about this yesterday and I wanted to kind of keep it under wraps, but I'm coming out with a perfume. I formulated my very own perfume. It is in a beautiful bottle and I'm really excited about it. So that's gonna be launching more late spring, probably spring to late spring, depending. So just depending on how many more revisions we need to go through. So I will talk more about that as time goes on. I don't want to make this video about that, but just wanted to put that out there for those of you who have already seen on Instagram or on LinkedIn. That's really where I'm heading with perfume stuff. So anyways, these ones, I was playing with these. I was putting them on this morning and I realized I might have to buy everything that's inside of this. So, oh, I didn't even realize this is cool. So here we go. So this is kind of cute. I didn't even realize this came in here. So they talk about how fragrance isn't like a one size fits all. I like this. This is really cute. So it gives you a little bit about the notes right here, talks about fragrance right here, what to expect. And then you have these tester strips. And on the strips, you can say it's a maybe, it's totally a yes, it's not for me. Really like that idea. It's a really cute idea. Didn't even notice that. So that comes inside of the box, inside of the kit. And then inside, I just want to show you guys, the really intense ones have the gold writing. The medium expressive ones have a white print. And then these ones are in like a light bottle like you would expect with something that's lighter, more airy. You're thinking it's going to be in like a lighter bottle. So we're going to start with book. This was one that, I'm gonna spray it right here. This is one that I thought was really nice, like a good everyday wear. It's kind of warm, kind of smells like a book, like it's warm pages, but it's kind of like warm and woody, very likable. I feel like this one could be totally unisex. Like I don't feel like this one leans more masculine or more feminine. It's very much right in that perfect middle of that sweet kind of woodsy, very light, maybe a little bit spicy in there in the undertone, but it's very likable, very wearable. This is something that I could see wearing to the office. Very much not offensive, just a really awesome fragrance for like everyday wear. Paper we have on this side, and paper is very crisp and clean. It's more of like a cool scent, so there's something cold about this. Paper almost has like a cooler metallic scent to it. Like there's something kind of sharp. It almost kind of smells a little bit chemically in my opinion, but not in a bad way. There's certain chemicals that smell really awful. This isn't like that. It's more of like it's a clean, interesting scent. If I had smelled this on somebody, like I'm imagining giving someone a hug, I would think that it smells really good. It's almost like, what is that scent? It's a intriguing scent. I feel this one, the paper does lean a little bit more masculine. I could see a man wearing this, but again, it's very soft. It's very blendable. You could mix this with other stuff, but out of the two of those, my favorite would be Book. So Book, to me, is like, I want to smell like Book every day. Every day would be amazing to smell like Book. I would use this in my hair. I really did fall in love with Book when I first smelled it, and I still feel that way. Like smelling it just makes me happy. It's a really good fragrance for everyday wear. This would be pretty to mix with things. Like I might try mixing this with Delina, kind of give it a little bit more of like a woodsy vibe. You could try mixing it with some of the Fragrance Du Bois, like Santal Complete would be really pretty. You could mix it with even Cream Chiffon by House of Sillage. There's so many options. This one would smell really good mixed with vanilla as well. So again, Book is my top out of the light fragrances that I got in this kit. And then we have Golden Milk, which I already have on. I'm obsessed with both. Honestly, like gold smells like gold font to me. I don't know how to explain it, but it smells like a gold liquor, like a gold, kind of like that warm, spicy, I'm trying to think of it, what it smells like, but it smells vanillic in a way, kind of like, not like Spirituous Double Vanille, but there's nothing boozy in there, but it definitely smells golden. So it smells like, I'm gonna respray it just for first impressions because it's already dried down, but to me it definitely has that shimmering quality to it where it smells almost like effervescent. Is that the word? It's like champagne, like bubbly almost, but warm bubbly. So it's like a vanillic, almost like a creme brulee. So sweet. There's a sugar in there. Let's see what's actually on the packet for this one, because this one is just so beautiful. Knew it had amber in there, creamy sandalwood, and sweet vanilla. So this one is like everything I love in a perfume. Everything I want in a perfume inside of this. So this one doesn't necessarily smell expensive in my opinion. It's not like something where I'm like, oh my god, that's so elegant, so expensive. It's more of like a beautiful, just like, ooh, that's like sweet, beautiful, almost kind of sexy. Like this one would be like a good cleavage one, you know, kind of like that date night. This one definitely has that allure. You know, there's people out there who smell so freaking good that like when you hug them, you're just like, oh my gosh, I just want to give them like a little bit longer of a hug. That's what this smells like. This smells like just so beautiful. Like I want my house to smell like this. It's so pretty. Milk. You guys can already tell my favorite one of this showdown, but Milk is going to be a little bit more like, in my opinion, it's a little bit more on the masculine side, but it says that it is, and this is why I think it's more masculine. So cold milk cools down, an otherwise warm and creamy fragrance of marshmallow, which is to me very feminine. So it's sweet, and then you have tonka bean in there, but here's where the masculine twist is the mahogany. Anything with mahogany in my mind, and maybe I can blame Bath and Body Works for this, but mahogany teakwood, anything with mahogany is like, I smell it, I think Abercrombie, like the fragrance they used to spray, I think it was called Fierce. I used to work there, and I just remember they'd spray it down, mist it down on us, like standing in the front of the store. It was awful. But this is definitely more of a masculine scent in my opinion. This isn't something I would necessarily wear personally, but I do like it. I really like it. I would definitely be intrigued. I would definitely be like, this is like cuddle, sexy cuddle time. Like if a guy was wearing this, instantly like raises you up a couple notches in a female's mind. This is really, 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 really hot. Like this Milk on a girl or a guy, whatever. It smells good. You want to be around that person. This person smells really, really good. It's just an interesting smell. There is something kind of cool in there, kind of like the paper. So paper kind of had that cool metallic chemical scent. So does milk. So milk, paper, kind of like interchangeable. Again, out of the two, I would pick golden. So the next is vetiver and moss. I have moss on this hand. I have vetiver on this hand. We're going to go ahead and respray because it's been a couple. Actually, we won't respray. It's already enough. Vetiver, vetiver is this hand, moss is this hand. So the moss, to me, this smells like a cologne I'm thinking of in my head. I have it pictured and I cannot remember for the life of me what the cologne is, but this one is super, super, super cologne-esque. This one smells like an aftershave. This one smells like you're walking in a deep, wet, mossy woods. Let's pull up the notes on moss. So this one is green and citrus of bergamot, oak moss, and petitgrain, amplified by the fresh juniper berry and warm amber. To me, it smells like an aftershave. I like it. I like it better on a guy. To me, this is hot. If I smelled this on my husband, which I might have to buy him a full bottle of it, I would be like, ooh, okay. Like, it's a good smelling moss. It's a good smelling, like, damp, kind of wet moss. And it's just, this one's really quite incredible, especially now that it's dried down a little bit. It does project. Every time I turn, I was just outside with the dogs and I was walking the dogs, and every time I turned, I could smell the moss. It's very, very, very pungent. So it is something where maybe 3 sprays to 5 sprays maximum is all you'd really need to really fill up a room. It is intense. I have 1 spray on my hand and I could smell it, like literally walking the dogs. I was getting wafts of it. So I was outside, open air. This one projects like a beast. And so you really don't need a whole lot. The next one is the velvet. I don't know why I was calling this vetiver. And then I saw it on here and I'm like, wait, is that a typo? It's not a typo. This one's called velvet. And this one's a deep ambery blend of vanilla, rose, amber, made even darker with an overflow. I love that word, overflow. An overflow of patchouli and, this word again, you guys, labdanum. You know I don't say that word, so you know what I'm saying. You get it, labdanum. I'm gonna need to take a speech lesson on that. Labdanum. Anyways, that's what's in here. Let's go ahead and smell this one again. This one's dark and mysterious. I'm gonna respray this one because this one isn't as strong as the moss, and this one's also more complex than the moss. The moss, I smell it, I'm like, aftershave, got it good. This one, for sure, to me, this one smells like something else, and I'm totally. You know what this smells like? Okay, so I was like, what? I couldn't quite place this one, and it's the labdanum. It's the L word. The L word that's inside of this one smells very, very similar with the supporting notes in the fragrance as Cavort. And it's so funny, I've been talking about Cavort so much lately. Like, literally been talking about it and comparing it to other fragrances, yet it's such a standalone fragrance, and Fragrance du Bois is like in a league of its own. This is nowhere close to being Fragrance du Bois quality. But if you're looking for something that, and it doesn't smell exactly like, and I want to make that very clear, this is not a dupe for Cavort at all by any means, but if you like that DNA and that kind of labdanum, that L word, this would be a really, really good alternative. So if you're not looking to spend that much money on a fragrance, you're like, you know, I like niche fragrances, I like something that's more unusual, I like something that's more hard to find, velvet would be a really good option for you. It does project. It's not as strong of a projection as moss. I still find it to be very strong. I'm picking up whiffs of it, and it's good. It has almost kind of like it has almost a little bit of a burnt tire smell to it. I know that's like a really weird thing to like talk about inside of a fragrance, but you know how like Fahrenheit, I think it was, by Dior, is that the one that it's called? But it has like a gasoline scent. This one has a little bit of that industrial, kind of that rubbery, kind of that tire type scent to it. I would not personally wear this one, to be honest, when I have an option like Cavort in my collection for when I feel sexy. Plus, I feel like Cavort does have more of a feminine lean than this one, but this one is hot. I do think that if you wore this and you wore this out, 3 to 5 sprays maximum. I know there's gonna be some oversprayers who probably do like 10 sprays and they leave the house and everyone can smell you, including like people who have, you know, issues smelling. And this is definitely a headstrong fragrance. They will smell you coming. They will smell you before you open the door. This one is a here I am type fragrance. I like it. I think my top ones out of the entire collection, first off, I wouldn't go with the Intenses personally buying for my own collection, but these ones I would definitely buy for my husband. So for the gentleman out there, I know that it's around that time we're thinking of Christmas stuff, things to buy for the hubby, and you want hubby to smell good. If you're looking for a good gift, these two would be fantastic. So depending on whether you like that smell more, you know, they like that smell, everyone has to like the smell in order for everyone to be happy. Both of these are really good. I would say they're pretty neutral for a guy. Like, you really can't go wrong with either of them. I think they smell really excellent and they would make a great gift for the holidays. And then Milk and Gold, again, amazing fragrances. They are so unisex. Everything in here besides these two are extraordinarily unisex in my opinion. And then Milk is a little bit more on that cool side, but now that it's kind of drying down more, I really like it. I really, really like Milk. I could see myself wearing Milk, but even more so like giving Milk to my husband. I would want to smell Milk on him. I would just be all over him. I'd be like dripping off of him if he was wearing Milk. Milk is hot. Milk is sexy. I'm all about it. Ladies, if you want your husband to smell hot, your boyfriend, husband, guy friend, whatever it is, we don't judge here. I would do the Milk. The Milk is fantastic. And then Book and Paper, again, great options for someone who maybe doesn't want a really intense smell. They want something that's a little bit lighter. Paper, in my opinion, is a little bit cooler. It would probably be really good for a guy who maybe is just getting into fragrances. He's not super into fragrances yet, kind of testing the waters. He likes something light. Maybe he works in like a medical office, or he works in some scenario where he can't be wearing a ton of scent. Paper would be a really good one for him because it's crisp, it's cool, it's clean. It doesn't smell like you're wearing perfume. It's non-offensive. I could see the mass majority of people liking Paper. And then Book, in my opinion, is extraordinarily like woodsy. Book and Gold mixed. We're gonna have to mix these two before I let you guys go. Book and Gold mixed would probably be a fantasy to me. Yes, yes. This smells really good. It's warm, it's woodsy, it's dripping like this gold, sensual, sugary. I'm all about it. I'm buying the whole collection. As soon as Sephora, and I think someone on YouTube said Sephora is gonna have another sale. I'd have to confirm. I don't wanna say anything that's like not true. But the second Sephora has a fragrance sale or another sale, I'm buying the entire collection. I'm gonna buy the moss and everything just because I do really like how this smells. I would love to smell this on my husband. And this one, it's unique. Even though I have Cavort, I probably still need this. I'm buying everything from this collection. I think that the house has other fragrances too that I haven't yet received and I haven't tried, but these ones for right now, really, really good. Highly recommend. Super likable. So if you're picky, if your spouse is picky, you know, these are pretty safe. I would say these are a pretty safe blind buy in my opinion. I did order the Dead Cool sampler pack as well, and I did not like it at all. I will probably do a review on that at some point, but to me, was just not impressed. I felt like it was pretty generic. Reminded me of Boy Scents a lot too in some of them. Like, it's just, to me, like, I feel like they kind of came out of the same manufacturer. Not quite sure on that, and I don't want to like knock anything, but at the same time I just didn't find it to be, I found it to be just kind of meh at best. So maybe I won't even review it. It wasn't something where it really stood out to me. I'm glad I got them. I'm probably gonna use them up as room sprays, but definitely Commodity is a hot commodity in my opinion, and I will be purchasing that going forward. I really, really like it. I think it's a great find at Sephora. So just my 2 cents. Anyways, love you angels. I'll see you in the next video. We are gonna do least grabbed for perfumes and why. So stay tuned if you wanna see that video.